Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Forest of Squirrel Clan, where we are finally returning to our squirrely clan after giving them a little bit of time to adjust to an entirely new era where I am still getting used to the new update, you guys. Oh my goodness! It is just so exciting to be able to see how much has been added in, and I'm still very tickled with how the relationships have actually started turning out for so many of our cats in both Squirrel Clan and Salt Clan. And after consulting with many of our wonderful, wonderful Star Clan members, and also the fantastic patrons who do make all of these adventures possible, I have decided that we will go ahead and see how the new updates handle all of the relationships. And like I mentioned in our last Salt Clan adventure, we'll just sit back and see if anything major happens that would have us run the random generators. So if like something really engaging or something really dramatic happens, we'll roll the random generators. Huzzah! Kind of like you know who saving you know who from you know what in the last Salt Clan episode, which I had to be that vague just in case, spoilers for any of you guys who haven't caught up. And that being said, I'm so excited to continue to watch where the story of these cats' lives go and how it unfolds, because it is finally time to really hopefully get some traction with some of the long storylines that we have been following with many of these cats. Like, for instance, even though we are not rolling the casual encounter generator this time around, we can make note of a couple really cool things for a couple of the cats who are talking, like the fact that Floodtuft is hanging out over next to Eddie Leaf here. So I'm still very excited because I've been wanting that relationship to kind of really play out ever since they were both apprentices together and had that rivalry going practically since their days in the nursery. And it seems to be picking up pretty well. After they had that experience of almost dying in the snowstorm together, I really think that Floodtuft and Eddie Leaf are maybe becoming a little bit closer. We'll have to go ahead and keep an eye on that. To be honest, other than Bloom Coral and potentially Honey Wing, I think that's the only actual romance that we have going on in this clan, unfortunately, and totally unfortunately. I'm very sorry, Pounce Bush. We have tried so hard with Prance Tail, and she just hasn't been responding to Pounce Bush's, hints so far. So we'll have to see where that leads. But I also wanted to note a couple other things, and we did have a bit of a discussion, didn't we, my friends, last time? No doubt. I always imagine you guys as the Star Clan cats just gossiping nonstop about what our warrior cats are up to. And a lot of you agreed with me that yes, even though it is cough cough, just because of the update, that we once again have Autumn Fur and Time Fawn in mourning. We're going to go ahead and accept that grief is complicated. And if Autumn Fur is once again cast so deeply into mourning, then we will let her have that time once more, since it is very difficult to accept one of her kits dying. And I also felt like it's appropriate to go ahead and leave her to process her mourning once more, because if you guys notice, she's actually hanging out with the youngest kitten addition to the clan. And I'm really trying not to think that her being with Pebblepaw is a sign of anything, but Autumn Fur is grieving, and she went and instead of being with her daughter Plumpaw, she has now started following Pebblepaw around instead. And it occurred to me, Pebblepaw kind of looks like Pepperkit, doesn't she? Kind of a gray tone. And I can't help but wonder if out of the corner of her eye, Autumn Fur has been seeing Pebblepaw go around. And I can't help but wonder if she's started almost saying the wrong name from time to time. And if maybe she's actually developing a little bit of an unhealthy fascination and obsession with Chestnut Star's adopted daughter. And I wonder if that would really start twisting poor Plumpaw's heart a bit and making her feel like her mother seems to be obsessing about her rival, Even though it is Pebblepaw who is jealous the most of Plumpaw, because Plumpaw has the feathers and Pebblepaw still hasn't managed to get her paws on any of those. But I really didn't think that's where things were going to go, but when I saw this, as we stepped in to see how Squirrel Clan was doing today, it occurred to me, maybe that is why Autumn Fur is back in mourning. She's been seeing another young cat grow up who reminds her a lot of what Pepperpaw could have become. Oof. My feelings. And on that note, I actually think that Time Fawn is down here talking to our newly grown Moon. Oh no, I forgot her last name now. No, it's not Moontuft. Oh my gosh, Primrose. I'm so sorry, Primrose. I was thinking about Moontuft for a different reason that we'll discuss later. But I'm so sorry, Primrose. Primrose Pelt, I'm so sorry. So she's checking up on the warriors right now, and she is our fully grown new medicine cat. And I feel like maybe Time Fawn was talking to her to try to say, like, is there anything that you might be able to do for Autumn Fur and her grief? Because she's once again wrapped up in her grieving. And Primrose Pelt has, you know, the good healer trait. She's been training as a medicine cat for quite some time, ever since really feeling prompted by StarClan. And I really think that with her mysterious backstory of being an abandoned kit left behind when there was a group of other cats that were forced to go on a journey, and her very strange personality, that let's just say that Primrose Pelt has some unique ideas. Unique ideas that might have unintended consequences on the health and the possibilities for our clan. So, just putting that out there, just, you know, putting a little seed of a future plot there. Are you kidding me? And look at this. And once again, another, like, I like to imagine like it's a different day every time we pop in like this and the cats have moved. Once again, Flood Tuft is hanging out with Eddie Leaf. Isn't that precious? Oh my gosh. He really wants to make sure she's doing okay. Aw. All right, well, let me double check something. So this is time for us to go ahead and move to a new month. We did not do events last time, so we'll go ahead and we will jump into events. We will see what happens over the course of Moon 16, and we'll carry on from there, my friends. Let's do this. Okay. All right. All right. No. Oh my gosh. What? Oh, that's not the outcome I thought we were going to have. Okay. 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 That's not the outcome I thought we were going to have. I really thought this was going to get better. I am sad. I am sad, and I am also inspired. I think that you just heard the shocked silence of StarClan, like Seri cat in the very vast distance being like, are you kidding? Okay, I'm gonna do something about this in the future. Let's just say that I consider this a crime of unfairness. But friends, Robin Fern died. Ow. Yeah, ow. I'm not happy about that. I actually thought he was going to heal from his broken back. Why? Okay, let me break the fourth wall for just a second. I didn't know like if broken backs ever do heal or not, so I actually took a little peek into the like medicine files and his condition file to see what would happen. And it said basically that like after 6 moons of having a broken back, like he would be healed. And I was like, huzzah, cool. But I think I misread that. And what it actually meant is after 6 months of having a broken back, he might die, because he just did. So I'm thinking about all that time we spent really trying to have Chestnut Star grow close to him. And I really wonder if this is a cold, chill breeze across her heart, making her doubt if she was ever really meant to love any cat, and if perhaps she will spend another lifetime not being able to find the romance that some distant, probably very lonely part of her has always wanted. I can imagine maybe she, after so many, she's already lived as Chestnut Stalk and didn't ever have another cat that she really was able to fall in love with and have as like a soulmate. Here she is in her second life. Thanks StarClan, like all of StarClan's like, oh thank goodness, she's finally not here for a little bit. And once again, the one cat, I thought like, oh, maybe this could be pulled off because she saved his life. Robin Fern really had a big crush on her. I really thought that we could play it off as Primrose Pelt having a really brilliant idea on how to fix his back, because I thought when I read that medicine file, I mean, peered into the future, that he was going to be okay. So I wasn't prepared for that. Robin Fern couldn't survive their broken back. The past moon, Robin Fern has taken their place in StarClan. Squirrel Clan mourns their loss, and their clan mates will miss the spot they took up in their lives. Moments of their life are shared in stories around the circle of mourners, as those that were closest to them take them to their final resting place. Oh, Chestnut Star. Okay. Oh. And meanwhile, Eddie Leaf's claw wound from the hawk has healed, but the injury left her scarred. Chestnut Star's white cough is gone. Floodtuff no longer has a runny nose. And the blackberries have gone bad in the medicine cat stores. Oh. I'm really sad about this. I really liked Robin Fern a lot. I really did. Like, he's dead. Surprised to find themselves walking the stars of Silverpelt. I mean, I'll say, Robin Fern, you weren't supposed to be here. You're supposed to be, like, alive and falling in love with Chestnut Star. Via Heart feels some cat forgetting them. And Pepperkit wishes they were still alive. Oh, okay, Pepperkit, you don't actually look anything like Bubble Bob, but we're just gonna go ahead and roll with it and just say that Autumn Fern has been having such a hard time that she keeps calling like Pebble Paw Pepperkit, and it's just really kind of freaking the clan out a little bit. Okay. Wow. Well, let's go ahead and check on relationships. And we're just gonna have to really kind of brace ourselves and I mean, where am I gonna go from here? Well, you know what? Let's see what fate has actually put into the paws of these cats, because like I said, we're leaving a lot of this up to how they work out their relationships now. I'm trying to be more of a hands-off sort of StarClan cat, and not just hounding all of them in their dreams constantly and telling them who to fall in love with. I'm sure this is gonna work out fine. In any case, Eddie Leaf and Honeywing joke about how bad the other clans smell. Alright, that's a pretty harmless joke that I think Honeywing possibly shared with Eddie Leaf to cheer Eddie Leaf up while she was sick. Prancetail sees that Eddie Leaf's piece of prey looks tastier and asks if they'd like to swap. They happily agree. So, like, Eddie Leaf seems to be feeling better and getting a lot of support from Honeywing and Prancetail, which is pretty cool. I like seeing her be able to make some friends in the clan. Autumn Fur had a difficult conversation with Plumpaw, and now they have a deeper understanding of each other. Are you kidding? Oh, you guys. Maybe Plumpaw was able to have a really, like, grown-up and bold conversation with her mom about feeling like maybe she's not important, and Pepperkit, her dead sister, or, you know, Pebblepaw, the apprentice that her mom is now watching after too, is more important than her. That's really precious, you guys. I really think that maybe Plumpaw is reminding her mom, hey, I am still here too. So you know what? Maybe Autumn Fur will go out with Plumpaw today, if she can. I don't think she's feeling good enough, but you know, maybe Plumpaw is going to start badgering her mom and maybe pulling her mom out of that depression by insisting that Autumn Fur start doing more with her and not just staying around in camp, surrounded by the difficult memories. Chestnut Star is having a wonderful time discussing recent clan news with Bloom Coral. I'm actually going to interpret that as Chestnut Star being really sad is seeing Bloom Coral kind of flirt and get closer to some of the cats in the clan, and I think Chestnut Star is going to actually soften after all of this grief instead of harden, and she's just going to celebrate the fact that it's clear that Bloom Coral is kind of making eyes at Honeywing. And then meanwhile, Time Fawn wants to spend more time with Floodtuft. That's interesting. I think he sees that Floodtuft is a responsible young cat. And Time Fawn also challenged Plumpaw to spar with them, which is good. He's spending time with his daughter. Bloom Coral reminds Chestnut Star to grab something from the fresh kill pile if they haven't already. So I think Bloom Coral maybe he just has that like personality that's cheerful and playful even when it's inappropriate to be sometimes. And I could totally see him just really encouraging Chestnut Star not to be too sad for too long. And I almost wonder if his just playful, like lighthearted, almost flirty personality it isn't something that attracts Chestnut Star like romantically, but it's something that makes her just not be able to take life too serious when she's trying to have some sort of deep introspective dramatic like monologue in her head, and she turns around to find like Bloom Coral balancing an acorn on his nose to make the kits laugh. I really love Bloom Coral, you guys. I think without him, this clan would really be pulled down by the sorrows that it has been through. And I think with him, and with the effect that he has on his friends like Prancetail and Honeywing and the kits, he's always trying to play with the kits. I think that things are going pretty well with that. And I think that Bloom Coral actually adds a lot of important lightheartedness to the clan. Meanwhile, Floodtuff chats with Prancetail about their day, and Pouncebush covers for Time Fawn on something minor. Excellent. And then Pouncebush playfully teases Floodtuff for missing a catch. So Pouncebush, I think, is really proud that Floodtuff is like helping out, which is great. Tanglespring thinks that they can tell Eddie Leaf something important. Tanglespring! Maybe Tanglespring wants to be like, all right, Eddie Leaf, dear, you're an adult cat now, so maybe I should let you know. I think that Floodtuff has a crush on you. Just saying. Whoa! And Tanglespring had a disagreement with Floodfern over kits. Interesting. I wonder if he was maybe saying like that the paws, the apprentices, should perhaps be doing something to help out, or maybe stay out of his stores, or maybe like they were getting under paw, and maybe Tanglespring insisted that's not the way you treat like kits, and that's not the way you would treat apprentices if you want them to go ahead and actually like develop a good relationship. Meanwhile, Floodfern saved a piece of prey for Tanglespring because Floodfern knew it was Tanglespring's favorite. So even though, oh, that's really cute. That's so cute. Because even though Tanglespring and Floodfern just had to fight possibly over how to raise kits of all things, Floodfern, I think, apologized. Because I think Tanglespring, as vengeful as she is, has more of a natural knack as a great storyteller and a collector of many shiny, hidden, like two-leg trinkets to go ahead and have an idea of how you're supposed to interact with the younger kits of the clan. And I think Floodfern is realizing he shouldn't be treating the apprentices perhaps as though they were just mindless kits. He should be treating them with a little bit more patience and respect. Oh, literally right after I said that. Literally right after I said that. Floodfern is letting Plumpaw share their troubles with them, hoping they'll feel better afterwards. Okay, that's adorable. I think that Floodfern, instead of, like, this is so cute. It's literally like writing itself. Because literally after, Floodfern probably berated the younger apprentices and said something along the lines of them just being like young brainless cats or something. Then, like, he apologizes to Tanglespring after getting in a fight with her about that, and then realizes that he should be more patient with the apprentices, and gives Plumpaw a little bit of room to be able to share her worries with him. And here we are. That's really cute. And I think, look, oh my gosh, I can't believe how this is literally just writing itself to what we were saying. Okay, maybe this is a sign that we should just go ahead and trust that StarClan will guide our cat steps, and we don't have to mediate, and we don't have to take as much direct control, even though I really want to, because things are still going to work out great. So Plumpaw has now realized that she was too harsh in her judgment of Pebblepaw. So I think she's realizing that just because Autumn Fern has been kind of obsessing a little bit about Pebblepaw doesn't mean she has to be jealous of Pebblepaw. It doesn't mean that it's Pebblepaw's fault. It just means that grief is complicated and that it has nothing to do with Pebblepaw. So that's really, really cute. And meanwhile, Primrose Pelt appreciates that Tanglespring tells them they had a feather stuck to their face. Oh my gosh, like, you can be sure that Pebblepaw wishes that she found that feather and put it in her fur instead, and Pebblepaw finds a bit of fluff that reminds them of Plumpaw and thinks about giving it to them. That's adorable. That's really cute. That's kind of a lot focused on just the two younger cats of the clan really interacting quite a bit. And then it also looks like right now we would have Tangle Spring speaking with Time Fawn. So let's actually start over here. Tangle Spring is sitting back and watching an argument take place. We're totally gonna say that was between Time Fawn, who's in the medicine cat den. Oh my gosh. And I think Autumn for who's sparring with some clanmates. Come on, that's perfect. That is just legitimately all lined up perfectly. So we're gonna say that Tangle Spring is going to step in and she's going to try to mediate because she already like was talking to Time Fawn between Autumn Fur and Time Fawn, because I imagine Time Fawn in the medicine cat den, Tangle Spring watching a fight, Autumn Fur sparring with clanmates. Clearly this is what's happening, and hopefully Tangle Spring will be able to go ahead and smooth out these sore feelings. Because as understandable as it is to be in mourning and in grief for a lost kit this long, life is still happening. And there's still so much more to actually live. And Tangle Spring, being extremely old, probably feels that very, very intimately. So, let's see. Aww. Okay, so let's see. Romantic interest increased, jealousy decreased. So it looks like Time Fawn platonically loves, almost romantically loves, respects, and it feels very secure around Autumn Fur. And Autumn Fur feels in love now and reliant on Time Fawn. So that's really sweet. I think that that really helped out to kind of like smooth that fight. Oh, and then I'm so happy Chestnut Star. Oh, she wants to go on patrol with Pebblepaw. That's so cute. I really like that Chestnut Star actually is feeling better. Finally, that is going to make things so much easier for us. And Pounce Bush is eavesdropping on Chestnut Star, which is kind of hilarious. I imagine that maybe he wants to kind of figure out, like, now that, you know, his clan leader is finally feeling better, which is a good thing too, because who knows what that nefarious, where is he? Who knows what that, actually, okay, it would be over here. What that nefarious Moontuft might be up to. And as the leader and deputy plan out the next patrol, let's actually take a peek at what Moontuft is up to. Thinks they caught scent of a Squirrel Clan patrol. That could lead to some very interesting effects. And meanwhile, Chloe Sky hopes that their mild cough won't get any worse. Hang in there, random loner. And Trisket Speckle has been going missing quite a lot lately. Hang in there, bloodthirsty rogue who maybe actually don't want to hang in there and be around my clan, so maybe never mind. Meanwhile, Flood Fern is wondering if he would make a good swimmer. I wonder where that came from. Maybe he just has time to kind of think about things now that he has Primrose Pelt, who's heading to the dirt place, as a assistant. So Primrose Pelt, I wonder if, I love to imagine that when the cats are going to the dirt place, they're sneaking out for some reason, maybe to go visit with someone. I mean, maybe by herself. She platonically loves her mom. Does she like anybody else? She platonically loves Flood Fern, and really admires him. And otherwise, she's not really close to any of the other cats. She kind of sort of trusts Tangle Spring, but Primrose is really, other than her mom and like hanging out with Flood Fern and a couple of the younger cats, she hasn't really gotten close to anyone, so I wonder if she'd want to go out by herself. We might actually have her sneak out by herself. And then Tangle Spring, yeah, that fight. And same with Time Fawn and Autumn Fur. And Bloom Coral wants to get to know Autumn Fur better. Aww, I wonder if he's worried that she's sad again, and maybe he and Honeywing, who's wondering how time, oh my gosh! So Honeywing's wondering how Time Fawn's doing, and meanwhile Bloom Coral is wondering how Autumn Fur is doing. So I think I'm going to take that as a sign to possibly send out Honeywing and Bloom Coral on their own patrol to kind of talk and gossip about how the mourning parents of the clan are doing. That might actually free up Pebblepaw to go with her adoptive mom on a little patrol instead of going with her mentor Honeywing. So, you know, just in case we want to do a little bit of the old nudge of the romantic like over here, just maybe, just perhaps, because Honeywing's already fallen in love with Bloom Coral, and it'd be nice to have a lot more happy things happen in this freaking clan. And Prancedale, eating some fresh kills, so maybe we'll just go ahead and have her train or do some hunting. Flood Tuft, sparring with some clan mates. Eddie Leaf thinks that they could take on a badger solo. All right, she must be feeling so much better that she's kind of just sassily like sparring with Floodtuft and kind of being like, oh yeah, I'm feeling so much better. Like, I could totally take on that badger that you took on by yourself. And she platonically loves and quite a bit respects Floodtuft now. And he platonically loves and also respects Eddie Leaf. So I think if we play our cards right, we might have a lot of romances blossoming. Plumpaw hanging out in the medicine den, possibly learning how to trust and work with Floodfern a little bit more. I'm actually going to say maybe she'll go with Floodfern today to help gather some medicine cat herbs, because why not? And then Pebblepaw offered to go on the dawn patrol with their mentor, but we can say that Chestnut Star overheard and wants to take her adoptive daughter on a patrol instead. This might lead to some drama. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with Chestnut Star. Since Pouncebush overheard her talking about taking Pebblepaw on patrol, we'll go ahead and send all of these cats out on maybe... we'll do a border patrol with them. And then we will go ahead and I guess we could also send Time Fawn. Maybe. That might be good. Because then we can send Bloom Coral and Honeywing on a... or actually, I guess Time Fawn could go out with Prancetail. And Plumpaw is going to go with Floodfern. And Primrose Pelt is going to go on her own. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good. Because I feel like Time Fawn would be so busy going back and forth with Autumn Fur that it makes sense that he would have a lot of occasions where he isn't synced up with the other cats, and he's not really able to be relied on to show up for patrol at certain times, but that's understandable because he's trying to help his mate. So he just kind of like syncs up with whoever is getting ready to go out. So let's go ahead and we'll go on border patrol with Chestnut Star, Pouncebush, and Pebblepaw. And whoa! Oh no! This is so sad! The patrol hears the screaming of a cat begging for their two legs to come back and the sound of a monster speeding away. Oh. Oh no. Oh my heart. We're gonna proceed. They find a well-groomed kitty pet collapsed on the Thunderpath, wailing for their two legs to come back. Chestnut Star comforts them and asks them why their two legs have left them. The only explanation they can give is that they've been sick recently, and perhaps too much of a burden. Chestnut Star offers the former kitty pet a place in Squirrel Clan, till they're better at least. They tentatively accept while looking longingly back at the Thunderpath. No! This was supposed to be a happy day! No! And now we have an old senior cat who just got abandoned. She's very smart. She's a former kitty pet. She has a rainbow bell collar on that probably like all of the cats are going to just die of jealousy over. Well, all of the cats being, you know, Pebblepaw and like Tangle Spring. And she just got abandoned by her family? Ah! My heart. Oh, that hurts so bad. And once again, Chestnut Star has come back with a strange cat, but I mean, I guess we'll have to go ahead and see. I like that they immediately have a good rapport with the cats that they ran into as well. Jeez. Okay. Well, all right, let's carry on then. Okay. I'm sure everything else is gonna work out really great and everyone's gonna be happy, right? Right? Let's send out Time Fawn and we'll send out Prancetail and we'll have them go on a hunting patrol. They catch a scent of a mouse. Prancetail pinpoints the location of the prey and begins creeping forward. They're almost within pouncing distance when the mouse suddenly bolts. With a lash of their tail, Prancetail leaps after the mouse, barely snagging it before it reaches the burrow. They purr in satisfaction as the prey blood hits their tongue. Excellent job. So very normal patrol. I guess, thank goodness. No badgers. No abandoned kitty pets. Going ahead and returning to the clan. And then we will have Floodfern go out with little Plumpaw to gather some herbs. Because, you know, Plumpaw is learning that she can rely on the medicine cat to have a little bit of that emotional comfort. As the medicine cat's patrol pads into Squirrel Clan territory, Plumpaw tells Floodfern about a dream they had last night and what the Star Clan vision could mean for Squirrel Clan. In other words, just to twist the dagger into the heart a bit more, friends, that means that Plumpaw is sharing the story of Her dream she had about her sister. Yes. Ow. Ah, they can't make sense of the vision. No, Flood Fern. Okay, that's way too sad. And Primrose Pelt is gonna go herb gathering by herself. The blackberry brambles will be at their peak leaf growth soon, if they aren't already. Primrose Pelt heads out to replenish the clan's stocks. She attempts to pick their way through the blackberry thorns to reach the leaves, but it soon's become clear that it's a hopeless task. Aw, sorry, Primrose. And then finally, let's finish off with, you know, a little bit of casual romance. We'll send the cats out on training, since you guys have told me that's the way to hit off romance if we want. Bloom Coral suggests this may be a good chance to practice new hunting techniques with Honeywing. Both cats have a nice practice session. Well, that's great. That's fine and dandy. Did you at least flirt? Like, come on. Ugh, fine. I'm never going to have any kits, am I? Alright, well, I won't give up hope yet. Floodtuft? Eddie Leaf? Training? Right? Right? Practicing? Oh, are you kidding me? Fine, okay. No romance there either. I'm just... Fine, they just have to become, like, talented, prepared warriors, ready to go ahead and actually, like, take care of the clan. That's fine. It's not like I'm just sitting around waiting eagerly for romance and kits to happen, only to have Robin Fern die on me. That's fine. I'm sure eventually it will happen. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. Oh, this was so good. It reminds me of the drama that can really happen if we just kind of take our hands off things and let the cats guide their stories themselves. And we'll follow up on learning a little bit more about poor Tay next time as well. So, thank you guys. If you could, do please leave a like for our poor abandoned kitty pet. And if you would like to join us on this and literally thousands more adventures, do please consider subscribing. But most importantly, stay curious, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!